Festival of Himalayas, that's what we termed our league last year. If you go through Nepal's cricketing journey, for me, I spent almost 2 decades captaining Nepal from Division 5 to becoming an ODI country, and now when we look back at the timeline of where Nepal cricket's reached, it's almost impossible to think of the fact that there is no stopping of where we are heading towards, but at the same time it's very, very important for us to understand that there's a way of how we want to move ahead. To everybody present here, where we have played with, against, and we're working for the betterment of the game, the Festival of the Himalayas, the Nepal Premier League last year was phenomenal in every sense. Why? Because it has now captured the imagination, not just everybody inside of Nepal, but people from outside of Nepal as well. If you can slide it to the next slide, please. Steve? So, I mean, our cricketing history says that we played 2 World Cups now. We played the Asia Cup. Obviously, our women's under-19 team recently playing the World Cup. Even in the Asia Cup, we managed to beat Pakistan. And of course, last year, in 2024, we lost by 1 run to South Africa. And the 8,000 Nepalese at the Dallas Cricket Stadium showed what Nepal cricket and what its strengths are all about. The NPL last year, I think we put in a lot of effort. We had 8 franchises with all of our local investors investing into the game. Our country was divided into 7 provinces almost 10, 12, 15 years ago. But the value of those provinces being divided finally made sense when Karnali fan was now fighting against somebody from the east to the west, against Sudar Paschim or the Janakpur Royals, where the franchise names representing all of the 7+1, one more team, meant that the country was now actually finding its recognition through a tournament where we captured the imagination of everybody within Nepal. We had some of the biggest stars that are there available to come and play. Shikhar Dhawan, who just retired from the IPL last year, came in. Jimmy Neesham, who's played franchise cricket all over the world, finally won his first ever T20 championship, and that was in Nepal. And there was a story where I spoke to Jimmy. He said maybe that will happen at the base of the Himalayas, where when Nepal is renowned for its mountains, but now Nepal is also making its mark through cricket. We had Mr. Brian Charles Lara, who was there. I think he made a huge impact. One of the biggest strengths that Nepal cricket managed to raise through the NPL was the involvement of local investors, the government. We had almost all of our former prime ministers, ministers, and everybody coming to the cricket grounds. We had some of the most passionate cricket fans in the world. But even for them, we've always had people follow Nepal cricket with the Nepal flag, but now all of a sudden they had the franchise flag that they were raising and creating an identity for themselves. Cricket's overall growth is where Nepal is trying to make an impact. The Nepal Premier League last year, the trophy that you see has the rock on top of it, which was brought from the base of the Everest. One of the messages that we wanted to send the world was, if global warming is an issue, we want to make sure that, because Mount Everest is in Nepal, we also wanted to tell everybody that that trophy is going to be unique, and also be sending a message that global warming is here and we need to protect our environment. The biggest aspect where we partnered up with some of the biggest game makers, game changers in the cricketing world. We had Dream 11, we had Star Sports as our global platform, and most importantly, what we had was a tournament budget that it took a lot of effort for our generation from Division 5 to climb up the ladder to reach ODI status. And all of us know once you become an ODI status is where there's money, there's a lot of governance that takes place. But with the NPL last year, we actually now have come to a stage where we're raising more money than what the ICC gives us. So, and it's only growing forward. Why? Because the kind of anticipation that we have seen, the kind of growth that we have seen, the kind of digital presence that was there for this tournament was phenomenal. looking forward to the days ahead. I genuinely feel that if we manage to put all of these things across together and keep growing on what we have, Nepal cricket is building its own story. We've been with Bangladesh back in '98. Nepal and Bangladesh used to be together. We played against Afghanistan for a very long time. Now Afghanistan's gone into another dimension. What next for Nepal would probably mean that we now want to envision ourselves of becoming a test playing country. How that is going to happen, we have the fans, we have the support of the government. For the very first time after the inception of the NPL, the government actually doubled the budget for sports and cricket in generally. We getting around almost 60 million rupees, just $60 million, segregated just for the growth of cricket and stadiums being built back home. Now you see, all of the local influences that are there, part of the Nepal Premier League and everybody around. The fan base was something else. And most importantly, there's this young boy who just captained Nepal in the recently under-16 championship, where 8 months ago he was nowhere to be seen. He was found from a talent hunt program, and later on he went on to play the under-19s and also went on to captain Nepal. And the next thing you know, he's won a championship already for Nepal. So all of these stories combined. Women's cricket also is an important part of our growth. For you to become a full-fledged nation, there are certain criteria that needs to be filled. Women's cricket is something that we have prioritized, and this year there's a lot of engagement. We have recently qualified for our first ever global qualifiers, and I just feel there's no looking back from here for women's cricket as well. And of course, the Prime Minister and the government are currently putting in a lot of money to build our very own first ever flood-lit stadium. There's money being put in, there's investment from local level, and everybody in Nepal cricket and around Nepal now wants to have a piece of what Nepal Cricket and Cricket Association of Nepal represents. As you see, the vision ahead is obviously we want to keep pushing ourselves. We also introduced red ball cricket into our structure. I know red ball cricket is not talked about, but last year in our domestic cricket we managed to get the top 4 teams from our premier domestic tournament to play the red ball format. It's a start of something where we've discussed among our counterparts where maybe the Intercontinental Cup that used to happen long time back needs to be revived. I know it's a very strong window where there's a lot of T20 cricket, a lot of franchise cricket happening. Franchise cricket will give you money, but if you're thinking about growing the game, I think red ball cricket is something that we really need to focus on. Nepal is ready for the big stage. As a former cricketer now, having got this opportunity to lead Nepal cricket, there are so many stories around what we have achieved. Once upon a time, people never believed that Nepal could ever play any World Cup in any sport, but back in 2014, when our generation got into that World Cup, and it took us 10 years and between we became an ODI country, and now having played the World Cup last year, the qualifiers coming in this year, there is huge anticipation over where Nepal cricket is heading towards. We have support from everybody, we have support from the ICC, and we just hope we can keep growing on this momentum. Nepal cricket is here. We want to thank all of our associate nations, all of our the real heroes, I would say. The Cricket World League cycle that we play produces some of the most competitive cricket that there's ever been. If people are saying bilaterals are boring, you can tune into a cricket match between Scotland or the Netherlands and Nepal, and you'll see that there isn't a single ball that doesn't have any action attached to it. Nepal cricket, with the ICC and everyone's support, we hope to keep growing. It's an impact that our tournament last year made, which has now made our cricket and our financial system very robust, very concrete, and I hope we can keep building on this. And to the ICC, we are just waiting to have some of the bigger teams come over to Nepal. We're playing the West Indies this September, our first ever series against a test playing country. Very, very grateful to the West Indies Cricket Board, and like I said, the more cricketing nations around us with some of the most passionate cricket fans and the backing of everybody back home in Nepal, hopefully Nepal cricket in the near future will become a test playing nation or a full member is what we strive towards and working towards. Very, very grateful to everybody out here, and I would like to end it now, and if there are any more questions or any questions that needs to be answered, I'd be more than welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.